Hey everybody, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Once again, if you need anything, please reach out. You can reach me by emailing this email right here. Oh man, I am not spelling good today. Or through Google Classroom. Make sure that you do the Google Forms for every single day. That's how you're going to be graded for these NTI days. If you don't do that, I can't see if you watched the videos, if you did anything at all. Once we come back, we'll try to figure out a way to turn things in if you are not able to do the Google Forms. But if you can, if you have the ability to, please do the Google Forms. It's the same questions. You can edit your responses and make sure that you get 100. Just please do your best to try and do everything that you can through these NTI days. Please contact me if you don't know how to do the Google Forms, if you don't know how to get to the videos. Obviously, if you're watching this, you know how to get to the videos. But please contact me if you need any help. So today, what we're talking about is solving systems of equations. It's another skill that you're going to see a lot of next year in 9th grade. It's something that we want to make sure that we are good at, make sure that we know how to do, make sure that we feel good about. So the goal of today is review solving systems of equations through substitution, graphing, and elimination. That is what we're going to try and do today. Oh, and then of course, and practice it by doing the Google form, getting 100% on the Google form. If you look at the our Google Classroom, you will see this paper. It kind of gives you a step-by-step way of how to solve for graphing, substitution, elimination, things like that. It gives you ways on how to solve for all of those if listening to me is not the most helpful thing for you. So I'm trying to provide different things for you. If you want, I can try and get a YouTube video that goes through it or a Khan Academy video that goes through it for you. If you need help, please just, or I was going to say raise your hand, but please just ask. Please go through Google Classroom, or once again, you can email me at fayette.kyschools.us. At that email or through Google Classroom. I'm going to go through an example of each and how you're supposed to solve it, how you do solve it. The first way I'm going to do is through graphing. Graphing, in my opinion, is probably going to be the easiest one out of the three, assuming you know how to graph. You're going to be given two equations, and I do not know if these numbers are going to come out good or if they're going to come out very poorly, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Let me think in my head to try and figure one out. The first one will be 3x minus 2. The second one will be negative 2x plus 3. I think that'll come out well. I don't know. So if they never meet, so if they look like this when you graph, so one line's up here, one line's down here, and they're parallel lines, that will be no solution. If they meet, if you only see one line, their exact same equation, then that's infinite solutions. But what you're going to normally see is you're going to see that they have different slopes and that they're going to meet at one place, and they're one solution. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to figure out what spot do they meet at. So in this example, what you're going to do is you're going to graph the first one. So remember, y equals 3x minus 2. I just copied that down. Y equals mx plus b. So think about where you began. This is something we've talked about for quite a bit. The b in this example would be negative 2. So I look at my y-axis, which is just this line that goes up and down. And I go down 2 from our origin because it's negative 2. So negative 1, negative 2. Here, let me write this in blue. Maybe that'll help a little bit. So this one will be the blue. This is blue line. And then our slope or the m is 3, so we know we go up 3 into the right 1. So from my point, I go up 1, 2, 3 into the right 1, up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, up 3 to the right 1, up 3 to the right 1. On the opposite side, remember we just do the opposite. So instead of going up 3, you would go down 3. Instead of going to the right 1, you would go to the left 1. So from this point, down 1, 2, 3 to the left 1, down 3 to the left 1, and I'm going to draw that line. Looks like that. So I'm going to do the same thing for number 2. Once again, they're two separate graphs, so you're just going to graph them separately. For this one, y equals mx plus b. Same thing. The b is plus 3, so I began at 1, 2, 3. And the m is negative 2, so instead of going up this time, I go down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1. Same thing, but opposite on the opposite side, up 2 to the left 1, up 2 to the left 1, up 2 to the left 1. And you'll see that they intersect at one specific point, which is right there where that green dot is. If you were wondering why I went to the right one or to the left one, it was because these numbers are whole numbers. So the negative 2 is a whole number, the 3 is a whole number. That's why I went to the left or the right one. If it's a fraction, it tells you rise over run. So remember, that's the rise over run. So our solution for this one is at that point, which is where x is equal to 1 and y is 1. So it's always x comma y. So this one will be 1 comma 1. So that's the solution for this one. Now we will go to substitution. So y, I don't like that color. We'll go to y equals 2x, and then maybe x plus y equals 9. Remember, we have two equations. The first one up here, the second one right here. The first equation, y is equal to 2x. So in the second equation, the goal of substitution is in one equation you just want one variable. So I'm going to take out the y in the second equation and put whatever y is equal to. We know what y is equal to. Y is equal to 2x. I get that from the first equation because these kind of go together. So this is going to turn into x plus 2x equals 9. I can combine like terms. 3x equals 9, and then divide both sides by 3, x equals 3. So I'm not done just yet because we still have to find y. But luckily, I'm just going to move this equation over. It's the same thing. Y equals 2x. So instead of x this time, what does x equal? X equals 3. So it's going to be y equals 2 times 3, y equals 6. So it's x comma y is how you write it. So it's going to be 3 comma 6 for our answer. That's just one example. I'm trying to go through it a little fast so we don't have to go through all these problems. I don't want to take up too much of your time. If you want another YouTube video or Khan Academy video to go through this or need extra help, please let me know and I'll be happy to help you in every way that I can. Last thing you can do is elimination. We'll just say x plus 2y equals 4, x minus 2y equals 6. Once again with these, you're just trying to get rid of one of the variables. So in this case, I see the plus 2y and the minus 2y. 2 minus 2, a positive 2 minus a 2 is going to cancel out. So that's the goal. So 1x plus 1x is 2x. Positive 2 minus 2y is 0y is equal to 4 plus 6, which is 10. So that 0y is basically nothing. 2x equals 10. Divide by 2. X equals 5. So then I can put that back into the equation. This isn't going to be a very pretty number. You can pick either one. You can pick the top equation or the bottom equation. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pick the top equation. 1x plus 2y equals 4. It doesn't matter which one. I just copied it exactly how it is. x equals 5, you kind of have to use a little bit of substitution. Instead of x, I'm going to substitute it out for 5. 1 times 5 plus 2y equals 4. 5 plus 2y equals 4. Minus 5 on both sides. 2y is equal to a negative 1. And divide by 2, so y would actually be equal to negative 1/2 in this case. That one's a little bit more confusing because it wasn't a whole number, but once again, what you do is you basically combine the two equations. I'll give one more example for this, so maybe 3x plus 4y equals 10, 2x minus 4y, we'll say equals 20. So you combine them, so you're just going to add down or subtract down or whatever you have to do in order for it to work. I'm just adding it right now. If you need an example of how to subtract down or multiply down, I would go to this sheet and it gives you examples of each one. So the first one is just adding straight down. A negative y plus y cancels out. The other one is the multiplication one, right? Is that right? Example 2, yeah. Using elimination is the multiplication one. Example 3 is multiplication as well. So there's examples in those on the sheets. In this one, I just add straight down because a plus 4 minus 4 cancels out. So 3x plus 2x is 5x. Plus 4 minus 4 is 0y is equal to 10 plus 20, 30. So 5x equals 30 because that 0y is basically nothing. Divide by 5, x equals 6. And then you can plug it back into the equation. And when you do it in the Google Forms and the assignment for today, it's going to be a whole number. So you'll see there's 6 questions. Please make sure that you get 100% on this because you can edit your responses and continue to do that until you get 100%. It'll update in my computer as soon as you edit your responses. If you need help, feel free to email me. I'll put my email back up there real fast at brandon.castillo@fayette.kyschools.us or contact me through Google Classroom. Hope you guys have a great Monday. See ya.